it's Helen from Nurture Mamas. I am 23 weeks pregnant and growing at a phenomenal rate. I'm feeling quite large this week. So what I want to do is, I'm not obviously in my yoga gear, I'm here actually just in my study, but I wanted to focus today on breathing techniques. So breathing techniques are useful to anyone. You don't actually even have to be pregnant for these to work, but they're incredibly important when you're feeling a little bit stressed. So in pregnancy, they're really useful for during your labour and your birth, whatever type of birth that may be. And then also into motherhood. So there are, as mothers, if you're already a mother, you will know that there are some very hairy times when you need to keep your cool. So that could be with older children, or it could be in the middle of the night when you have a baby that just won't stop crying. So I'm going to today focus just on a couple, probably three I'll do, of my favourite breathing techniques that I've used over the years. And you can then apply them to use during your pregnancy or during your labour and birth, or as a mum, as a mother. Okay, so all I want to do first of all is we're just going to take a couple of, you can do this wherever you are right now or later on. So I just want to take a couple of nice big deep breaths in through the nose and out through your mouth. And just as you exhale, just start to notice where you're holding on to tension in the body. So for most people, the shoulders feel quite tight and you might be hunching them and holding tension. Or for other people, it's around the jaw or even the forehead, or different places throughout the body. So just take a couple of nice big deep breaths, and you can start to close over your eyes. In through the nose and out through the mouth. And once again. And then I want you to place one hand on your chest and one hand on your belly. And all I want you to do is notice which hand is moving more as you breathe. For most people, it's up here at the chest. So we normally breathe very shallowly during the day. So what I want to think about doing is you want to try and get the hand that's on your belly lifting up more than the one that's on your chest. You really want to stay almost, not still because your lungs are still moving here, but you want to try and direct the breath down into your belly. So as you breathe in, your belly is going to lift up, and then as you exhale, the belly relaxes and contracts back down. Okay, so again, just return the eyes to closed. So you're going to take a breath in through the nose and really try and gauge and feel that belly, the air directing down into the lungs and the bottom of the lungs. So every time you breathe in, really the belly lifts up, and exhale completely, and the belly draws back down. In through the nose, the belly lifts and expands. Exhale through the nose, and the belly relaxes. So just keep doing that for a couple of breaths, really focusing on bringing the air and the oxygen down into the base of the belly. And just one or two more breaths here. So this is a really simple one you can do at any stage of your day, any time of your life. Just run into the toilet if you need to get a break from either work people, colleagues, or your children, and really focus on relaxing through the upper body and through the whole body really, but making sure that your focus is very much on expanding the lungs and at the base, so you're breathing and you're using your whole expanse of the lungs. Because certainly during pregnancy, everything is getting quite squashed. So the lungs move up, the stomach, everything is moving up into the upper part of your cavity. So this will automatically give you more space as the diaphragm moves up and down as you breathe correctly. So that's the first one, really simple. Just trying to bring the belly, bring the air, the oxygen in on the inhale down into the base of the lungs, so that you feel that your belly is lifting up on the inhale fully and your chest is quite still. So the second one I want to do is it's similar to that, except I'm going to do a counting breath. So sometimes, particularly when you are in labour, and maybe some of the hairy moments of labour, or the business end of labour as I like to call it. And it can be a little bit challenging to focus. Okay, so you're having each surge one at a time, so your contraction, each surge one at a time, and it's really helpful to just focus on that one contraction and that one surge. And by using your counting breath, it can focus the mind to get through each contraction really manageably. So what I want you to do is, as you inhale again through the nose, you're going to let the belly fill up, but you're going to do this to a counting into your own head, in your own mind, so not out loud. So what you're going to do is, as you breathe in through the nose, you can count to a count of 3 or 4, and then as you exhale through the nose or the mouth, whichever you want to, I want you to go towards double that. So that's not necessarily, if you breathe into a count of 3, exhale to 6, breathe in for 4, exhale towards 8, because the exhale, some people can kind of run out of breath almost. So, hi Fiona, oh, you're due tomorrow, very exciting. Well then, this is an apt time for you. Best of luck over the next few, not necessarily tomorrow, but just keep the mindset over the next couple of weeks, just in case. Baby will come when they're ready to go. But this is actually, it's really useful. You can use this, Fiona, to keep yourself calm in this period when you're like, is it starting? Is it not? Am I going to go into labour? Am I not? So as I was saying, so in the counting breath, so as you inhale through the nose, count towards 3 or 4, and exhale, just count towards double. So you're inhaling for 3, exhale towards 6, but this shouldn't be forceful, and there should be no sort of pressure or like running out of breath, that feeling. So just try and get into a rhythm of inhaling for a few breaths, exhaling, and we'll do it for a few seconds on each one, okay? So again, just close over the eyes. You're going to breathe in nice and deeply through the nose for a count of 3. Let's try first. And exhale towards 6. Again, inhale. Exhale. Again, inhaling to a count of 3. Exhaling towards 6. Just allow the shoulders to drop as you exhale, and if it's too much for 6, go to just 3, 4, 5, whatever. So just keep that pattern going, inhaling for a count of 3 or 4, exhaling towards double. But just make sure that it doesn't feel, restrained and forced, okay? So this is all about trying to just get yourself into a rhythm of breath. And then the next one is the candle breath, as I like to call it. So what you would do is this time blowing out through your mouth as you exhale. So very often, particularly in the first stage of labour, so the point at which your womb is coming up around, so the muscles are coming up so that the dilation can take place. Very often, I know Catherine Graves talks about, hypnobirthing trainer, talks about this first part of labour as your up breath. So it's the up part of labour because all the muscles are moving up. So what you would do is, as you're breathing out, you would exhale in an out, and obviously out through the mouth, but in a slight upward direction. And what I want you to do is just visualize a lit candle about kind of like a foot in front of you, and as you exhale, all you would do is visualize that the flame is kind of flickering, but you're not trying to blow it out. So again, you can use the counting breath that we just did, inhaling through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Okay, so we'll try that one. So again, you can keep the hands on the belly if that helps. So you're going to breathe in through the nose to, again, just a count of 3, and then exhale through the mouth. So you can keep repeating that. So you're inhaling through the nose, and as you exhale, you want to visualize the candle, the flame of it just flickering. So you don't want a forceful breath out. So you're trying to do the same in through the nose and out through the mouth. Okay, so it's just a visual. Some people are really visual, other people aren't at all. But during your labour, particularly as I said, the kind of the business end of labour, the slightly hairier part of labour, that's really useful to have some sort of a counting or a visualisation. So that's the candle one. And then the last one I'll do today is the golden spool of thread. It's one of my favourite ones that I teach all of my mamas, and it's loads of them have used it really successfully during their labour. But again, you can use this during your pregnancy if you're feeling quite stressed, or as a mother when there are plenty of opportunities when we're feeling stressed as mothers. Okay, so what is the same principle of inhaling through the nose, and you're trying to constantly deepen the breath in through the nose to make the belly come out on the inhale. And then as you exhale, you're going to visualize a little golden spool of thread sitting on your lower lip. And every time you exhale, the golden spool of thread is going to roll away from you to the opposite side of the room. As you inhale, the golden spool of thread recoils, sits on the lower lip. Okay, so it's all just getting into a pattern of breath. So I'm going to close my eyes. You can do too if you want to. So again, when you're ready, nice breath in through the nose, and then off we go with the exhale. So you're visualizing here the golden spool of thread rolling away from you to the opposite side of the room. Inhale through the nose. The golden spool of thread rolls back to sit on your lower lip. Exhale long and slow. Inhaling again. And you would continue like that. So really trying to get through, if you're talking about labour, or if you're having a natural birth or a vaginal birth, you're talking about you're trying to manage one contraction at a time, one surge at a time. Equally, if you're having a cesarean birth, this is really useful, because having a cesarean can be really, really nerve-wracking as well, whether it's planned or not. So it's really useful to try and keep the mind really calm as well. So, you know, the mind is, the subconscious mind particularly, is the most powerful tool you have in your whole toolbox, in your whole body and mind. So I'd really recommend, your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference actually between reality and what you're telling it. So it can't tell the difference. So it's a really good way to kind of train your brain and prepare yourself for whatever type of birth you may be having, or you're hoping to have or planning on having. So that was it today. So a little different today. So it's just focusing on the breathing today. If you have any questions, you can just comment below, or email me at helen@NurtureMamas.com. If you have any suggestions of what you'd like me to do every week. So today I was 23 weeks, so next week, please God, I'll see you, I'll be 24 weeks. And hopefully you won't have maybe taken as much as a spurt, feeling enormous. So please do like the video. I'd really appreciate it if you can like and share it, and try and get more people watching and sharing the message. And have a wonderful rest of day, ladies, and I will see you very soon. Take care. Thank you.